Hey, everybody. So, just want to take a moment and talk to everybody for a second. Um, let's see. I had a little sore throat Sunday evening. Um, Nothing out of the ordinary this season and the drastic weather changes. Then last night, it kind of turned more into a little bit of a cough. So I'm starting to be like, okay, well, excuse me, there it goes. Yeah, I got to get that under control. So I think I took a Benadryl in the middle of the night. Took a minute. I tried a hot toddy, which, at least for me, I think there's other versions, but it's rock and rye, lemon zinger tea, and honey, and that's kind of been a go-to for me for several years whenever I've got a bronchial type thing going on. So anyway, um, took a test last night, a COVID test. It was negative. Today I went to work. I wore a mask because I wasn't sure what was going on, and I'm glad I did. I didn't feel well, of course. Symptoms began to set in a little bit. Still had this, obviously, and the nasal drip and all that good stuff. And the body aches began to set in. That was just like aggravating. And I came home and I took a test. I was going to eat a snack and lay down. That was my goal because I felt rough, but I was just going to lay down anyway. It ended up me making a bunch of phone calls, letting everybody know that I've got COVID again. Last time I had it was April of last year, and here we are again. Um, all I can say is I work with the public, okay? And like I was telling somebody else who's also sick, I mentioned to them, I said, people are careless and nasty. I told a story earlier about someone at a restaurant recently. At a restaurant, of all places, they go into the restroom, they take care of their business, and they walk out without washing their hands. Do not get me started on what Mr. Blumpke said in high school in psychology class about men washing your hands before and after you use the potty. There's good reason for that, because you spread stuff in various ways. I will not get into the details, but I think you get the idea. So come on, folks, really, but it's just careless and nasty. And I've watched people, kind of left and right, just sneeze all over everybody, wipe their nose and hand people money or hand people products or whatever. It's ridiculous. So I just want to say that I'm not putting this out there for sympathy. I'm saying, yeah, of course I appreciate your prayers or whatever, but I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. But look, when you're out and about, use some sense, okay? Use some common sense. Excuse me. If you're sick, if you know you're sick, please do your best to stay at home. And if you can't stay at home, at least wear a mask or something, so that way you're not spreading your germs to everybody. It's unnecessary. It's ridiculous, so just make sure you're taking all the precautions, okay? That's important. And just use common sense. I know I was told one time, I think the same professor, Mr. Blumpke, he told me there was no such thing, or he told us there's no such thing as common sense, because if it was, it would be common. And obviously it is not common, because some of the ridiculousness we see is, I think stupidity may be common. Stupid sense, maybe. Yeah, common stupidity, maybe. That's worth a thought, anyway. Anyway, I say that to say, just, look after yourselves. Make sure you take care of yourselves. And also, I will emphasize, I took a test on Monday night. It was negative. Took one today, and it was positive. All right. Same thing happened last year. I took a test on Monday afternoon. By Wednesday, it tested positive, okay? So one test is not enough. You really do sometimes have to wait until symptoms set in. And I'm not a medical professional. I'm not trying to give necessarily advice. I'm just telling you what I have seen and what I have experienced, okay? So test more than once, especially if your symptoms develop, which mine began to. Even though I was not necessarily running a fever, I felt feverish. I felt achy, fluish, if you will. That was probably the biggest thing. So, again, I'm not to drag this out. Take care of yourselves. Please wash your hands. Wear a mask if you're sick, and just be mindful of other people. It's not that difficult. I don't think it's that complicated. But be mindful of everybody around you and everybody you come in contact with, and do your best to not spread your germs and to get other people sick if you are sick. Okay, so, and all that is just basics. Washing your hands. For men, wash before and after. Women too. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started. Wash before and after, please. Okay? I think that's all I got to say. That's the end of my COVID rant. COVID 2023. Yeehaw!